I'm going to guess that somewhere in the 0.5 millimeter range is the size for fiber optics along this, and as you can see there is a lot, and I mean a lot, of holes to drill. Could be in the thousands. I put 600 in my MPC model kit. Just about as long as the main buildings on the Cooper. Just as long as the inner superstructure. This should probably be about the best size reference I can give for this. Totally crazy. But let's get back to the pieces. Let's take a look at some of the more details here before I put these pieces away. A little bit of crud in that main vent, but that's not in a position where you'd ever actually see the piece from any normal viewing angle. But these parts here really just astound me. And it's not too difficult to see how they're actually built. It's like taking an L brace of standard old Plastruck with an extra sheet of styrene running around to make the base, with just piles and piles of little stuff glued to that. There are cities down there. Scribing on the hull, and just looking at all these little bits here, they're not extra crisp, but they're definitely really detailed. This is probably about the best focuses somewhere in here I can give you. A little strangeness up there on the surface, but no problems. A few scribe lines have sort of faded away. That could be an indicator of what generation the particular mold is. I talked to Randy before I ordered this, and he had said a number of them had just been redone. So that's always refreshing to hear. A little bit of strangeness over here, but it looks like this panel here has been completely wiped out. But it'll be a good test for my scribing skills because I don't have any, and matching up a few of these lines should be fun. Little dirt here and there, that's no trouble at all. So the sides of these walls here probably also get something glued on, possibly. Two different color resins. A few scratches on the surface here, they might be showing up in the light. But really what I want to do here is put these pieces away, take a close look at those engines. But before we do that, let's pop down here. This is one part of the trenches. I don't know where the rest of the walls are yet, but this covers most of the ship. Really fantastic details. So I've got the engines clamped together here, real gentle like, and That will definitely help out when gluing them together, though right now these inner areas here are definitely pressed together incorrectly. Really great details all along here. This is just inside the engine bell. That's definitely really nice work there. All ready for lighting. The details in here just, I don't know how those get glued down. It just really amazing. It looks like there's, I think this is the first pit that I've found in any given piece, is this little round guy right there. And that's a lot of resin to have not seen any in, so really nice job. A little weirdness up here. It shouldn't be too bad at all with a little bit of a file. Some of the details in here are just really staggering. Looks like a couple right in there. Maybe one may have been destroyed. It could have had an air pocket in it right in here. But that is easily replaced. I'm even thinking of some kind of like LED resistor. Would look really nice right there. But just really fine job all around on the detailing. All these parts here came in the same two bags. Kind of have a bag of delicates and one of heavier stuff. And so I've got a few more bags to start rebagging things, help keep them more organized. I'm really glad that none of these engines broke any other parts or were themselves broken, or these minor rings. But let me unbag all these parts. It looks like there's some really interesting pieces going on, and just give me a second. So a very good collection of parts here. This is all the two miscellaneous bags, and I'm definitely going to repack these a little better. Those bags are totally beat and torn up. So these are the rest of the trenches, and this resin it's going to be a lot of heavy drilling. You need a drill bit that's really exposed and is probably going to break very easily. So either I get a couple really good diamond ones and break those a lot, or I get piles of cheap ones and just burn through them like they're butter. So it looks like a couple wing extensions, so I'll put the top hull back together and see how these add to it. And then of course this probably goes on the bottom, I don't know. I'll put it back together and see what's going on. That could be the midpoint for the shuttle bay actually. The end corners, really nice details in here. So those snug right in between the hulls, and they should get a really nice alignment just the way they are. The nose piece, which also snugs in between the hull. Guns, deflector tower, all poured out in one common sheet, much like this one was here. Couple extra panels, and then probably some jigs or just other minor structural things. And then of course you get to well, let's take a look at the rest of the hangar bay before we really concentrate on what goes in it. Really nice clean details in here. Couple of the scribe lines are weak here and there, but that can be fixed. It looks like a couple pits here. Nothing that can't be fixed. And then of course a blockade runner. Let's see if I can get a little closer. Not too bad. That seam down the middle will definitely be tough to fill. Let's see what this looks like put together real quick. Now the back engines, all this could be drilled out and hollowed out and maybe 1 or 2 LEDs put in there, but otherwise this is basically impossible to light. It's just so small. But a really nice little touch here.